Hello, welcome to the program. I'm Lana Kay. Well, one of my favorite guests is back with us today. She is the agent for our very own Boone County Cooperative Extension Agency. Please welcome Diane Mason back to our program. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you.
It's always so good to have her here with us. And Diane, first of all, tell us, many of us call it the extension, the co-op extension. What exactly is our Boone County Cooperative Extension?
Well, we are part of the University of Kentucky's Cooperative Extension Program. We're located in all 120 counties, and the Boone County office is at the corner of Kentucky 18 and Route 237. And we are charged with disseminating the research-based information from the University of Kentucky. So the university does research, we're charged with getting that out to the people so they can actually put it into practice.
How nice.
We work in the areas of 4-H and youth development for ages 9 to 18, family and consumer sciences for the people in the house. We have a horticulture department that takes care of both commercial and residential horticulture. And then we have agriculture and natural resources. And they work a lot with the farming community and our farmers market.
That is such a valuable community service for all of us. Now, Diane, tell me, you are agent for family and consumer sciences, and that sounds sort of out there. I know you're not a science teacher, just kidding. What does that entail? What does that encompass?
If you think about the old home ec, that's what we used to be called, we're home economics, and it really is about improving the lives and well-being of the citizens of Kentucky or the residents of Kentucky, and even visitors. We have people who come from other states to our programs.
That's exciting. Okay, well, this morning I get up, and of course the first thing I do is go pick up my Enquirer, and who is on it, my guest for this evening? This Diane Mason. Here's a picture of her. She is in our folktale portion, and because she has her very own 2 programs that she has developed, and I'm excited. I wanted to tell us about both of them. And first, Diane, tell us about your Simply Single.
We started the program this year, or this semester, so to speak, on Simply Single. And it is for singles of all ages and stages, and even people who aren't single but who may be married but their spouse has been deployed, or they work 3rd shift, or
alone.
They're alone a lot of the time, and so they feel alone and aren't quite sure how to handle the responsibilities of managing life by themselves. So after listening to a lot of different people in the community, we came up with this program, and we had our first meeting in Boone County on last Monday, and had 50 people in attendance. And we have another meeting on Thursday night, like the 19th or 20th of September, in Campbell County, because we're sharing the program. And we'll have educational speakers at each meeting. And
some of that will entail
our first speaker in
financial.
Our first speaker for October, which would be October 8th in Boone County, is a lawyer. Because there are some issues that singles maybe haven't thought about. Wills, who's the executor in your will? Who is your power of attorney that is going to make decisions for you if you're not able to? If you were in a relationship as a single person and you're talking about buying something jointly, is that a wise thing to do?
Oh, so many.
So lots of
good
issues
questions
that
will be
really
answered.
haven't thought about.
So many. So there will always be a program.
Always an educational program, because it's an educational program. That's what we do. We're educators.
Okay, now then you say that there'll be committees, I imagine, for different things.
We've asked people if they wanted to sign up for a committee to contact speakers. If people want to go out to dinner together, we'll probably do some dinner or
movie
show
night
or movie night type things. But it really isn't a meet and greet
type of thing. This is not eHarmony.
No.
You give me your credentials, I'll give you mine, and we'll see, and I'll send you a couple of those glamour shots because that's what usually happens, right? And then everybody's disappointed, or it blows up, or they put out a hit on you or something. This is just single people getting together, discussing common problems.
Common
challenges. Great.
One of the things that came up on this, we did a little survey, was how do I how do I make friends and maintain friendships? And it's very difficult, especially as you get older, to do that, because when you're in college or when you're in high school,
Everybody's single, sure.
right, and you all have a common goal. And as you get older, that's no longer the case.
That is good. This is going to be just a great program, and it could. I'm just saying could. We could go on day trips if people say let's all go down
If
to the
somebody wants to
Derby.
organize it.
Let's all go down to the Indianapolis 500. I mean, who knows? Yeah, and there's enough interest. So you're just right now seeing where will this go? What do they want to do as single people together? Boy,
House
we needed
maintenance,
this.
House maintenance, how to caulk, how to paint.
This is going to be fantastic. I wish I were single
You can
and could come. That's it. You know, first I got to get rid of somebody. Then I'll be over. Diane, now let's go to her other program that she developed, Cooking for Couples.
Cooking for Couples came out of an idea that there are a lot of people who don't know how to put a basic meal on the table. We've sort of raised a population that knows how to use a microwave or knows how to order out or knows how to go to a restaurant. And so Cooking for Couples was really designed to get some of the younger crowd into the kitchen so they can put a healthy meal on the table in a reasonable amount of time.
So there are really people, I know I've been told this by my girlfriends that have children, and she said they can't cook, and some don't even have utensils.
Correct.
I said, you gotta be kidding. She said they have paper plates, paper cups, all throwaway, and every night it's some carry out from either Chinese or a fast food or something all through the week. So I know she's right. It seems incredible, but I know you're right.
It's part of our health issue. It's part of our obesity issue. It's part of our chronic health problem that we're eating.
Right, we're
not
eating,
well.
right, we're eating bad food. Okay, now you say in the newspaper article, most people, most of your great programs have come from client ideas and suggestions. So when they're over at another program, when they come to the extension, I have to call it that, most people call it that, then do they say, Diane, we would sure like a singles. Diane, you know, some of us can't cook, and we need you to help us. Is that how it starts? And then if enough people tell you, then do you run it by your powers that be and say, I'm getting requests? You do. If you
have to run it by anybody.
You don't. Okay, I wondered how that part worked.
We're very much community driven.
Okay.
So you sort of watch the trends in the community, you watch the newspaper headlines, you listen to people when you're out. It doesn't even have to be at the office. You could be at another meeting or another event, and somebody may talk about a trend or an issue.
And if you think that sounds good to me, and if there's enough interest, then you try it.
Exactly.
Then you set up dates and go for it.
Exactly.
Okay, now, if you didn't get your bulletin, your fall-winter bulletin from the Cooperative Extension, there is a great lineup of classes and programs for you. Now, Diane says it went to
It goes out to every household and every business in the county twice a year. And we call it August-ish and January-ish because it usually comes out around the first part of August and around the first part of January.
There are some fantastic programs, but the website will be up at the end of the show. So we've talked about the two new ones that Diane developed. There are so many great things. Diane, tell us a little bit about some of my favorites, which I marked here. Wednesday walks, Diane. We're walking. Walking.
The Wednesday Walk program is actually held at the Arboretum, where people can go and tour a part of the Arboretum as a group, and there's an Arboretum employee there to help answer questions.
Okay, now, Diane, where's the Arboretum?
The Arboretum is at Central Park down on Camp Ernst Road.
Can't miss it.
So if you go to Central Park, the Arboretum is a part of that.
Okay, then, Diane, can we go at our own pace?
In that particular activity, it is a group guided tour.
Okay.
Now, I do a program called Walk, Eat, Learn, Laugh, called WELL.
I like that one better, I think. Walk, eat, learn, laugh. Okay.
And it's across the road from the Arboretum at our Environmental and Nature Center.
Okay.
And that when you do walk on your own, you can go back on the trails of the of the Nature Center, and then we meet back at the shelter house, and we have a food sample and talk about something to do with food. And somewhere along the way, we always laugh.
Okay, so you can leave with the buddy, or you can say, I'm power walking, you know, sorry, I'm way ahead of you, and take off on your own.
Yes.
But it's just a group meetup, and then we will come back to the shelter and talk.
Yes, and I usually give everybody a time to be back
What
at the
a great
shelter.
thing.
And the trails over there are they can be rugged. I call it the He-Man Trail. It's about 2 miles.
Really? Okay.
It's got some hills.
It's
and you
going
go
up.
across a creek. Mm-hmm. So.
Do you have, now let me just ask, I mean, do you ever worry, not in that big group, not in the big group that we're hosting that day, but I mean, some of these trails now, I've kind of been, alone. Like say to get there early of a morning, there's nobody around.
This program is set up from 11 to 12:30. So there's
Great part of the
people
day.
sign in. I know how many
Everything's
people are there.
safe.
I know if people haven't come back.
Then
we have
we
have a four-wheeler to go out and find people if we need to.
Case Lane, fell over on the trail, they will find me.
And we have phones we can always call.
Right, everybody's got their cell phone. Okay, there's some great cooking programs coming up, and these are of an evening, many of them, so I can come. And of course now, Diane, there's beans. Tell us how important beans can be to our diet.
Beans are an incredible addition to any diet. They tend to be pretty high in protein. They're not necessarily a complete protein, but can add to your protein. Very good source of fiber. Cheap, inexpensive.
Wow.
Great way to expand a meal. Versatile. You can put it in soup, salad, desserts, all kinds of bean recipes.
So, and we'll be learning those. And beans, low cost, healthy, excellent sort of protein and fiber. So there's that. And these times, we won't go through all of that. You can contact the website, call Diane, we'll have the number up at the end of our show. So Kentucky Proud, I'm hearing a lot of our companies want to get in on Kentucky Proud, to be a Kentucky Proud supplier. Yes, tell us.
Kentucky Proud is a Department of Agriculture designation, and the Family and Consumer Sciences Department partnered with the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. And that program, we actually have students at the university in a specific class who develop recipes using Kentucky products that are healthier, low fat, low sodium recipes, and then put them out on recipe cards that we can use to help feature and educate people about not only Kentucky products, but healthy foods.
Healthy foods, but it is targeting Kentucky Proud. These
Very
are
much so.
Kentucky. That's so great. Okay, now then we have all kinds of rice are nice, and rice is terrific. I mean, brown rice, I think it is, isn't it? Or all rice?
All rices are great. All rice generally is enriched, and brown rice is a whole grain, so we're supposed to eat more whole grains. Good source of B vitamins. There's some fiber there, and it helps fill you up. And again, rice can be incredibly inexpensive.
And we can mix them with our beans.
Yes.
Rice and beans.
Complete protein.
Is a very great. Now, how about walk, eat, learn, laugh. That's the one, that's yours, so we already talked about that. So now, how about cooking for couples? And this would be like, just for, we've already talked, that's our, sure, that's our one. Okay, how about, no, I don't think we've had this one, walk, W-O-K, at the Boone County Farmers Market. So that's a really great thing. Of course, that's more, I guess there's some autumn stuff going on, maybe with some gourds and things. That's still going, isn't it? Still
The farmers market
operating?
is still open 7 days a week. And with that group, we meet at the office. We go for a walk, either 1 to 2 miles. And again, everybody walks at their own pace. We meet back at the farmers market to purchase items that we might need for our recipes, and then we go back and we fix lunch up at the office.
I mean, there are so many great services that you're offering, Diane, fun things and so many great things. Now, I think I missed this, but in August, salsa lessons, how did that go over?
Lessons.
Oh, salsa cooking.
Salsa dance.
Oh, well, salsa lessons. Did many people turn out? Because salsa is another food that's good for us.
It's healthy, and we made 9 recipes that day, all different salsas. Fruit salsas, vegetable salsas.
All kind of
All kinds
salsas.
of salsa.
And how long did they come for that day in August? How long does that last? 2 to 3
program goes
hours?
2 hours.
2 hours?
That program probably went an hour and a half.
Okay, did you make that many recipes?
40 or 50 people cooking at once. It goes fast.
That
More
is
hands in the kitchen
terrific.
Make work light.
Okay, that is just terrific. Okay, now Diane, this one has been one that is already the mind-body connection. Now that's getting into there where that is the kind of thing I like, is to see, because we know that connection. They're making more and more progress with really substantiating there's a connection. So how did this go? How did that? Was that good? Was that a good?
It's a very good
A
program.
good turnout?
One of my coworkers actually taught that program, and it's a program offered across the state. It was developed at the state level, and so we took that and adapted it. But there is definitely a connection between how you feel inside and how your body reacts.
Oh.
We have to find peace in this world, one way or another, stress relief, whatever we want to call it.
So did you all do it? Did you do any meditation? Did you
Talked about
good?
meditation and some yoga moves, some real basic
That would quiet
stretching and
quiet us. Okay, well Diane, we're almost out of time. Diane, tell me, what is the most challenging part of your job as agent? What would you
my
say
goodness.
challenge? I mean it'd be hard to pick one, but
I think one of the toughest things I have to do is try to keep coming up with new ideas.
new and fresh,
Yes.
and keep their interest.
Yes.
Okay, Diane, the most rewarding part.
Oh, seeing the lights come on. When people get a new idea or share something, I've heard so many stories about, I saw somebody at the library and they talked about whatever program was. That's very rewarding because I know people are sharing it, but they also learn something.
They say that you should come out to. Is there anything you'd like to add as we leave, except partake in these great upcoming programs?
Please do, and we are really here to serve the population. So if people have ideas that can be substantiated with research, let us know.
Yeah,
I'm more than happy to listen.
Because she'll try to develop it, I promise you. Well, Diane, thank you for being with us. As always, we've enjoyed today, and boy, the cooperative extension is so valuable, such a community valuable service for all of us. So thank you again for being with us. The website will follow, and the telephone number to our Boone County Cooperative Extension Service. As always, be happy, keep smiling, and I'll see you soon.